Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Confessions of a New Age Goddess. As always, I am the New Age Goddess herself, Melissa. This week, Kai Arena, the owner of Transcend Club, will be joining us. Basically, Transcend is a wellness club for everyone where you can book and access holistic services. So, Kai, welcome to the pod.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here, Melissa.
Yeah, so could you just kind of introduce yourself and speak a little bit about your background and give us a little synopsis of what Transcend is?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So hi, everyone. I'm Kai Arena. I am the founder or owner of Transcend. Transcend's a wellness club that allows people to book, access, and discover holistic services. We do this by making it easier for people. So people get a complimentary wellness consultation that allows them to kind of figure out what their wellness needs are. I feel like the holistic field is very broad. And sometimes you wind up on websites and you're like, I know I'm struggling, but I don't know how to fix it. And that's where we kind of step in. And then we just help connect people to the healers and the type of healing that they need.
Yes, definitely. And I think that is so important, the type of healing that you need. Because to your point, a lot of times people are looking for healing or they're looking for a service, but they don't even know what they're looking for. You know,
Yes.
you know, maybe the problem that you're having or something that you would want to dive a little bit deeper into, but you know, what does that mean? What's the vocabulary for it? So yeah, it's nice to have kind of a one-stop shop where you have a la carte options and then you can kind of pick and choose from there and see what resonates and what doesn't.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so that's why I'm a big fan of this new movement as well. Okay, great. So yeah, I think just to really get started, you know, how did you come up with Transcend? You know, the need that you noticed in your younger years, how did it kind of lead up to this service?
Yeah, that's a great question. So really what happened was I worked in marketing for years and years, for a lot of major companies that I was really fond of, loved those jobs. When COVID happened, a lot of the jobs that I had been taking in events closed. So I got let go. I decided that I should do something else. I competed in a think tank competition for accelerator programs for startup companies and placed top 5 and then placed top 3 and then got granted a bunch of money basically to start my own business. I came up with Transcend specifically because I'm very involved in the holistic community. Melissa knows this. I'm a very hippy dippy mom. My mom is Tantra certified. I saw the struggle with practitioners and especially new practitioners starting out, how difficult it is to like find new people or clientele. A lot of times practitioners have all these amazing skills, like you're a healer and you can literally cure people with your hands and like you have all these things, but you don't have the marketing to get yourself up or like to start your own platform. And so I started Transcend with my marketing background to try to help people and healers find each other easier.
Yeah. And I think that's a great point as well, the whole marketing aspect, because, you know, as a healer myself, it's something that I had to kind of learn a little bit of digital marketing. I had to kind of learn email marketing, get my hands a little bit dirty with these sort of things that was really outside of my wheelhouse, but it's a necessary, you know, part of the business. So yeah, if you can kind of have a place that takes care of that piece for you, or at least helps you with it, that is a huge help. Definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, great. And then could you kind of tell our audience a little bit about how the platform works?
Yeah. Okay. So right now we're a website and mobile app as well, that allows people to just, you go on, you can browse providers in the next week. So that's like a new thing we just got together. Melissa was there, one of our lovely healers. Yes. We took a bunch of really cool headshots. I put them in cute little bubbles. So soon you'll be able to like almost like if you were going to like a therapy, if you were going to go to therapy and they have all the different, therapists you can pick from there. Transcend will have a list of all of our practitioners, and then like you can kind of see who you vibe with or reach out directly to them before you book a service. But basically what you do right now is you go to the website, transcendclub.com, and then you become a member. It's completely free to become a member. And then you can browse all of our services that we have. We also have like discounts. We offer people discounts and like introductory rates with like certain healers. Melissa knows this as well, which is great for people that want to try something for their first time, but aren't sure if it's going to be their thing. You can try something at a fraction of the cost. And then if it is your thing, continue to see the healer that's helping you, which is great, I think, and a big perk of us.
Yeah. I think I should mention I'm definitely one of the healers on there as well. And yeah, I'm just excited to be a part of a team. You know, it's different, you know, doing it by yourself than when you kind of have a little bit of backup, and you have that community sense as well, where you can kind of even network with other healers. I mean, that is profound. That's helped me more than anything, or the mentors that I have, just people to brainstorm and bounce ideas off of. It's really very helpful.
Yeah.
And then also to another point as well, yeah, it's great to, like you said, dip your toe in and try a service that's maybe new to you at a discounted rate, because I know some things, you know, they can kind of add up. Everything is an investment, right? And if we can say, oh, I can at least try this at, you know, a lower rate. And
Right.
then, you know, if it really doesn't jive with me, there's other options, or I didn't, you know, go full force with it. And that kind of eases people in and makes them more comfortable, especially to an industry like this.
Yeah. And I think you get to learn from each other as well, which is really awesome. Like I mean, I have, like, when you came to do our photo shoot and that kind of stuff, like just having other healers there, like in different practices or in different things, like offer services or talk about things that they do, helps us all build and like grow as a community and like see how we can help each other and like what we can offer. And I really thought that was one of my favorite parts of doing this, was getting everybody together and being like, okay, look what we're up to and look what we're doing and how we can help ourselves at our own community, which is really awesome.
Yeah, I've noticed I've gotten my best aha moments just from talking to, you know,
Yeah.
other people in the industry, and then it makes you come up with an idea, and yeah, it just kind of grows from there. So it's a really unique community to be a part of.
Yes.
Okay, great. And then what can potential clients expect to find, you know, just in terms of services? What's on there?
Yeah. So right now we list 6. So we have meditation, Reiki, cryotherapy. Cryo is horrible. I love it, but it's horrible. Everyone should try it once. It'll freeze your ass off. It's great. I was not expecting that at all. We have energy clearings, and we can do in person or like over the phone, whatever people prefer. And then 2 other ones, I believe.
Float tanks.
Float tanks. There you go. I'm like, float tanks, cryo are the same studio that we're partnered with. And then also saunas are followed into that as well. So saunas all through Vive. But yeah, and I mean, we're hoping to get more and more like different alternatives to things. We just had a healer sign on who does gong baths. So that
nice.
Yeah, and like we'll be able to offer those services as well. But the more we grow, the more healers we get on, and the more providers and practitioners, the more services we can offer. But we have healers like yourself, Melissa, who offer multiple services, which I also love, because if like I love Melissa and I want to go see Melissa for meditation, I can also see Melissa for Reiki. Another cool thing about us is that like all of our service providers and all of our practitioners are 100% like fully onboarded. We have a lawyer look over all of your papers. You're all legit healers. No one's going to get acupuncture out of a van. No one's going to have any weird, creepy experiences in a basement. Like, we make sure that all the studios are certified, all our healers are certified, and then you have a really good, healthy experience in those settings. So that's another thing about Transcend. We vet everybody, and I like that about us as well.
Yeah, totally. Because I've had people, you know, when I talk about what I do, they say, oh, people who aren't well versed in the industry, oh, you know, I'm unsure about that, or does that really work? Well, when you have someone who you can say, no, I've been to training, I'm certified, then people start to feel a little bit more comfortable, especially those newbies, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, great. And then what are some future goals you have for the platform, you know, outside of adding more services and more healers? How do you see it growing in the long term?
Yeah, so that's a great question as well. So we're in like our second round of funding. I'm a startup company, meaning I'm a C corporation. Startups work really crazy because they're intended to grow super fast. So when you get a bunch of funding, you have to obviously show somebody what you're working on, like what your goal is, or what your like what KPIs you're hitting. And so like we have to do X amount in a shorter amount of time than most businesses have to grow. So I've been up and running for about 6 months now. And like we already have 60 members and 20 practitioners, 20 healers. We're hoping in the future that we'll do almost like a college like brand ambassador program where we'll send students out on campuses with Transcend resources to go find healers that they like and then bring them onto the platform. We're really good for healers because we charge them next to nothing. We take a 10% cut of every service that's offered, whereas our competitors like Mind Body, Groupon, they take 30 or above like percent of every service. So I'm hoping that we can keep this industry afloat and we all make money and all can help a lot of people without having to gouge each other for it. It just doesn't make sense the way that the current structure works with businesses. And that's what we're doing different and how I plan to grow.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's always appreciated because when, a service is going to take like a big cut out of it, it's like, well, it wasn't even worth it to get the extra client because then I'm kind of losing at the end. So
right,
no,
exactly.
that's definitely a great way to look at it.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And then I think just really, we kind of summed up what Transcend is, how to use it, what kind of services are on there, kind of how you got started with it as well. So was there really anything else that you kind of want our audience to know about Transcend, or even just you in general?
Yeah, we do cool events. Like we have a lot of events around the city. So if it's something you ever want to check out, we partnered with Row House and Yoga 6 a few times. I'm sure we'll have more of those coming up. If you're not so sure you want to be a member, and even though it's free, you're like, I don't want to sign up and put my email in there, we don't spam you. You can just sign up for our subscription for our newsletter and you'll get invited to all of those events. Most of them are free. We pop up at markets often. We give out like free Epsom salts and sages and like all sorts of cool stuff. So if you want to come say hey to us, we're around Chicago right now. Our main market is Chicago. We only have a couple healers in other places. And so they all only do over the phone via our website. But if you're in New Mexico or you're in California or in Arizona, we have a bunch of healers, then I can hook you up also in that round. So yeah, I guess that's it. And I just want to say thank you again, Melissa. I really appreciate this. And like any exposure is good exposure. And like, really, thank you for your time and also for being one of our lovely healers. Like I love having you and it's been really fun and I'm hoping to see it all grow together.
Yeah, no, thanks so much for, hopping on here, telling us a little bit about Transcend and what you do. And yeah, I'm just so glad that we got to connect and that we even met each other a few months ago. That was always opportunistic meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I think just to wrap things up, yeah, where can we find you? Where's the website? Where are the social media handles? All that good stuff.
Yeah. So again, our website is transcendclub.com. We're easy to find. It's an easy site to navigate as well. Also list all our services and you can book right from that, like directly from the membership in your portal there. It will let you book and you can see all the calendars, everything else. It hooks right up to Melissa's calendar. So we all know what's happening, which is great. And then our handles are Transcend, like on Facebook is just Transcend. And then like if you type in the word Transcend Club should pop up. You'll see us in our little eye logo. Mm-hmm. And then on Instagram, we just changed our whole grid too. So I'm very excited. Our grid is very pretty now. Anyone else follows on Instagram and it just comes with a whole bunch of health tips and different like holistic ways to like think positively and change your perspective and be mindful every day. I think it's a fun little healthy thing to look at. But that is called Transcend_club. That's
perfect. And then I will link it all in the description box as well, just in case.
Sounds great.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, well, thank you so much, Kai. And thank you everyone for listening to this week's episode of Confessions of a New Age Goddess. Much love and namaste.